Hi, I'm Oliver, age 24, and you're watching How to Draw Really Good. And today I'm going to show you how to draw Titanfall with professional 3D effects. Now, if you're not aware, Titanfall is a really old computer game and it actually came out in 1862 on the ZX Spectrum. In fact, it's pretty weird that it got popular again all of a sudden for no reason. I don't really understand, but let's draw it anyway. The first thing we're going to draw is the robot's head, and to do that you actually want to draw a 3D square shape. It's basically just 4 perfectly straight lines that meet at exact right angles, and you've got to be quite scientifically accurate when you do this. Otherwise, your robot will be wonky, and nobody likes a wonky robot. Duh. Next, we can draw the eyes and mouth. So obviously you want to do one slightly bigger eye and one slightly squashed eye for a 3D effect on your robot's face. And as you can imagine, you want to do detailed top teeth and less detailed bottom teeth. Now this is where things get complicated. We're going to draw the body of the robot, and to do that, you want to do a bigger 3D square around the first 3D square that you drew. Obviously you need to be incredibly accurate like I'm being. Otherwise it'll look like a 3-year-old drew it. Unprofessional. Next we're going to do a squashed 3D square on top of the second 3D square. Now in the art world we like to call these 3D rectangles. And we call them that because when you squash a square, you wreck the angles. Rectangle. Fantastic. Now I'm going to add some 3D circles onto the 3D rectangle, and I'm not sure if these are supposed to be lights or guns, but they'll definitely add a sense of character and mystery to the overall piece of art. Amazing. And now I'm going to do a 3D castle sort of shape on top of the 3D rectangle. And again, I don't really know what it is. I think it's some sort of futuristic robot part. Then we can draw some 3-sided squares on each side of the robot. And they're like regular squares, except instead of 4 sides, they've got 3 sides. Now I'm just going to draw some regular 3D squares on top of the 3-sided 3D squares. Wow. This is getting complicated. But basically, those are the shoulders. Which means we can now draw some 3D arms. And obviously you want to do around about 5 fingers on each of his robot hands. Now some of you less professional artists are probably thinking to yourself, that robot looks quite short and quite wide. But we're going to fix that now by drawing the second half of his 3D body. Now I find that the best way to draw this is to imagine a washing machine and then draw the shape of a washing machine. Fantastic. So the game designers of Titanfall decided not to give the robots wheels, but to give them metal human legs. So I'm just going to draw some metal human legs now. And obviously you draw them just the same as you draw normal human legs, but you draw them so that they're made out of metal. Beautiful. Now if you want to get a little bit advanced and draw some more detail onto the robot to really bring out the depth and character, all you have to do is draw a 3D square on his stomach, and that'll look like a sort of door. And then use the nailing technique to add some nails onto the door. Fantastic. Now if you're anything like me, you're probably looking at this and thinking, that's a really professionally drawn 3D robot, but it kind of looks a little bit like a 3D snowman. And to fix this, all we need to do is take some 3D metal colours and then just colour the robot in 3D metal colours. Now for most of the robot, it doesn't matter what 3D metal colours you use, except when you're colouring in the head, you need to use a darker 3D metal colour, and that will give you a classic in the robot look. In the robot's mouth. Magical. Now you could leave it here because that's a finished 3D robot, but what I'm going to do is turn it from a photorealistic robot into a comic book style robot by adding a speech bubble. And in there I'm just going to write, I will push you over, which is probably my favourite part of the game. And now I just need to add my name and age to the drawing to make it a professional piece of work. Oh, and one last thing that I could do is to add a 3D human at the bottom of the drawing, and basically because the 3D human is so small and the 3D robot is so big, you times both of those D's together and you get 9D, which is amazing. It's like looking into the future. If you put your face close enough to the screen, you can probably almost taste the robot just because of all those different dimensions hitting your face at the same time. Anyway, let's see how my previous student Tantidar got along with this tutorial. Let's have a look at what he drew. God damn it, what is that? Its eyes look like fried eggs, it's got a light bulb sticking out of its head, its arms look like spidery robot things with claws on the end, it's got red on it, I don't know where he got that from, and then the speech bubble says Halo Pinball, which is a different game entirely. In fact, I'm not even sure if it is a real game. Ugh. Well, anyway, hopefully next time Tantidar will learn how to draw really good. Thank you. Click here to subscribe or Jesus will kill this cat with a gun. Wow. You can get it on a t-shirt.